Hello, my name is Simone Spencer, and I'm here to show you my presentation on what I've learned in the first 2 weeks, as well as 3 pieces of my artwork. First, I'd like to start off by telling you a little bit about Mesoamerica that we learned in Professor Estrada's lecture posted on YouTube in 2020 entitled Mesoamerica and the First Americans. We learned that Meso comes from the Greek word middle, Mesoamerica meaning Middle America. Mesoamerica is located in ancient Mexico in a time of high society, one of the most advanced societies of that time, which was roughly 15,000 BCE. Mesoamerica is one in 7 primary urban generation centers in the world, and Mesoamerican people included the Olmecs, the Teotihuacan, the Tula, and the Mexicas, just to name a few. Mesoamericans are known for the invention of corn. They were known for harvesting chocolate and vanilla, for building the largest pyramids in the world, and manufacturing rubber, which was well ahead of their time. Also, we learned this week in our readings through David Carrasco's book, Religions of Mesoamerica. One important aspect of Mesoamerican religion was their belief in the structure of the cosmos. They believed that it had 3 levels: an upper world, a middle world, and an underworld. And within these realms, there were many gods and many supernatural beings. These supernatural beings were believed to be able to travel through the universe, through the 4 quadrants. They were able to travel through caves, sunlight, animals, stones, any place there was a spiral connecting to humans. Earth was at the center of this universe within the 4 quadrants. In Mesoamerican religion, humans were believed to be another center or the nucleus of the cosmos, especially the human body. Each part of the body corresponding to the 3 levels of the cosmos. So we have the head, representing heaven's sky, the heart, the lower heavens, and we have the liver representing spiritual forces of the underworld. Also, we learned in David Carrasco's book, Religions of Mesoamerica, that the human body was loaded with supernatural powers. Again, we see the parts of the body as it relates to the 3 levels of the cosmos and the powers that they hold. We have the head that provides vigor and energy for growth. We have the heart, known as the spiritual force, and that deals with emotion, memory, knowledge. We have the liver, bravery, desire, happiness, love, hatred. A little fun fact is that the liver was believed to give off a gas that was able to charm people. Certain humans, such as warriors, artists, lords, held extraordinary supernatural powers. One of the most special of these is known as Hombre Dios, or man god, who was seen as a religious virtuoso, a perfect example of religious conduct, power, and authority. Just like in the 3 levels of the cosmos, Mesoamerican religion believed that time existed in 3 planes. First was the creation of supernatural beings intimately connected to daily life in human space. And second, we have the cycle of time that continues into present day. And third, we have, it's known as the temporal time. It was a transcendent time of the gods, and it was a time of myth. Now I would like to show you my artwork. First we have Tlaloc, and what we know about Tlaloc is from Professor Estrada's article entitled Tlaloc, God of the Month, Learn How to Recognize Him. We know that he is the god of water, or the lord of celestial waters, lightning flashes, and hail. He was known as the patron of landowners, which means he gave support to the land workers. He was also known as one of the oldest and most important of the Aztec group. Some say he was one of 4 of the original gods. Some of the symbols surrounding Tlaloc are crying children, lepers, mountain mountaintops and caves. Tlaloc, he lived in the fourth level of the heavens, on mountaintops and inside caves during the third sun. And what we know about the third sun is that it was destroyed by a rain of fire. I would like to point out to you Tlaloc's most identifying feature, which is his goggle eyes, which in fact are not goggles, but they are snakes. We have Tlaloc, you see his jaguar teeth right here. Tlaloc was considered to be part jaguar, which was one of the most powerful feline in Mesoamerica. And we see the blue throughout, representing water because he was the god of water. Yellow is to represent fresh corn. Also another representation of Tlaloc. In this piece of art, we see his goggle eyes, which let us know that this is Tlaloc. We see again his jaguar teeth. We see his headdress right here, as well as his cape. They say that his cape at the end of it was a jaguar head. Also about Tlaloc, he was married 2 times. His first wife, named Cochiquetzal, which stands for Quetzal flower, she was a goddess, and she was actually stolen from Tlaloc by another god to keep for himself. Tlaloc's second wife, Chalchihuitl, she was a patroness of earthly waters. So we have the patroness of earthly waters and the god of waters, match made in heaven, and together they controlled the world of water. Next, I'd like to show you Coyolxauhqui. In this representation, we can see that her head is decapitated, her body is dismembered. I would like to point out her snake belt, and representing her belt buckle is a skull. We see her very identifying earrings right here that lie on her cheeks, shaped like bells. Coyolxauhqui translates into bells her cheeks. And the story behind Coyolxauhqui is that she led an army of her 400 brothers to kill their mother after her mother became pregnant when a ball of feathers landed on her. Coyolxauhqui became enraged at this. When the army arrived at Serpent Mountain where her mother lived and went to attack, in that moment the mother, Coatlicue, also known as Snaky Skirt, gave birth to Huitzilopochtli, who was fully grown. He attacked his sister and brothers, decapitating his sister in one fell swoop. Her body fell down the steps, ripping off her limbs, and that is where she lies, and represents the monolith, which is actually 11 feet in diameter, as we learn from a conversation between Dr. Lauren Kilroy Eubank and Dr. Beth Harris from the Khan Academy's documentary posted on YouTube entitled Coyolxauhqui Stone. This is all that I have to present to you today, and I want to thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this presentation, and I will see you all in class.